So here we are with a Diamondback basic cardboard box. As you know, my thoughts on cardboard boxes like these is if it's a budget gun and you're buying it to save money, this packaging is a great way for the company to help keep costs down. So inside we have carrying bag, our manual, nice full color photos, large easy read font, a trigger lock. Kind of nice that they're including their own instead of relying on the cross bolt through style. If you didn't know, it is a law that firearms be sold with a trigger lock, so it's kind of nice that Diamondback does that for you and for the dealer. You have this little pouch, and here's the little guy, the DB9. I'll show clear. I'll get all this out of the way and we'll take a look at the gun. So the DB9, when it came out, was the smallest single stack 9mm, I believe, and it probably still is. This thing is tiny. If you're curious just how small it is, here's a Taurus 709 Slim for comparison, and it's significantly smaller. The Bursa BP9cc also dwarfs the little DB9. This is an itty bitty gun. In fact, here's an itty bitty gun, the Ruger LCP, and they're just about the same size. Difference being, of course, the LCP is 380, the DB9 is 9mm. Little tiny gun. We'll take a look around the gun. Very snug slide to frame fit. Front cogging serrations, which I like. Now, this is the stainless trim model, which I think is more attractive. Magazine release doesn't kick it out, just lets it drop, but this is more of a pocket or backup gun, so that's somewhat acceptable. Do have a little bit of serrations on the front here for grip. Of course, the diamonds that are part of what makes Diamondback. The back side, we've got some grip. Big beaver tail extension to help keep this thing from biting you. The sights get some itty bitty dots and a larger dot up front. And come around the right side, this is of course meant just for right-handed shooters or left-handers that learn to shoot right-handed like myself. Let's take a look at the internals of it. So looking in the frame, very simplistic. You see the holes drilled in the trigger bar there. That helps keep weight down. A few rails all around. Not a whole lot to it. Recoil spring. Front is not captured. Second one is. Two-stage. That'll help with recoil, which will be important on a gun this small and this light. And there's that little barrel. Feed ramp is nicely polished. And looking in the slide, we have our safety plunger. Really, it's just basic. It's all you need to make a gun go bang. And that's the intent of a little pocket gun like this. Curious to hear what your experiences have been with these. I've heard some people find shooting them to be quite unpleasant. Others haven't complained. You got to keep in mind though that guns like these are meant to be a backup, not a primary. This is something you can shove in your pocket. But the construction overall seems to be pretty well made. If you want to get some measurements for comparison, I'll line those up. So muzzle to muzzle with the LCP. LCP of course is 380, but it's the smallest thing we have that's close enough to the size of the DB9. That's just how tiny this thing is. Muzzle to muzzle, we can see obviously the DB9 is a little bit longer. Thickness wise, pretty much the same. And if we line up the chambers, we see the barrel is just a tad bit longer. Width on the grip is about the same. It's pretty much your LCP with just enough to make it run 9mm. Advantage there with the 9mm is you've got less expensive ammo and a very wide variety of carry ammo. What kind of velocities we're going to get out of this barrel and how that ammunition will perform, I'm curious to know. Overall, this is an interesting little gun. Don't see too many of them out there anymore, and I'm wondering if it's just that people have moved on trend-wise, or why is it that the Diamondbacks aren't seen all that much anymore. We'll get it out and shoot it. But like I said, if you've got any experience with these or comments, please leave them below. We'd like to hear them. If you've got photos or video, share them on our Facebook page, and we'll see you on the firing line. Alright, if you made it this far, you obviously appreciate what we're doing. We appreciate your support. If you can, go ahead and click on the giant griffin to subscribe and see more. Check out a suggested video up here based on what you've been looking at, or the relevant playlist to this video over here. Thanks again.